A new CBS Reports documentary delves into the lives of the early adopters of the Metaverse, both real and virtual, on their quest to create a new path to wealth. Take a look.
There's going to be a metaverse for each kind of person. It's going to be democratizing and increasing people's access to owning their own reality.
I just got confirmation my house in the Metaverse is done.
Taking the Metaverse and actually applying it to real life is where the future is.
It's gonna be big.
No one understood what an NFT was. You go with it, hey, your son's making money? Cool.
I have no idea how much money I have made over the past year. That's like, wow. You know, like what? Oh my God.
We have access. We are on ground level. We are the pioneers.
You know, people call us degens, right? Some people think it's degenerates, but the reality, it's more decentralized generation.
Yeah, the market's down, but it's gonna bounce back. At the end of the day, we just know how bounce is gonna be sweet. It's crypto.
We can kind of make a splash with announcing our new office in the Metaverse, right?
Love it.
We can change the culture of what tech means.
Welcome to the Metaverse.
Let's go.
So are you even more confused now? So for more on this, we're going to bring in crypto journalist and author Laura Shin, who's going to explain everything to us thoroughly. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, I think part of the confusion that people have when they talk about the metaverse is that, you know, that phrase, the metaverse, makes it sound like it's one thing, but it's actually not. And then Mark Zuckerberg came out and changed the name of his company to Meta as a nod to the future, the metaverse that he's going to create. So can you just explain what the metaverse is? Is it the same thing that Mark Zuckerberg's talking about?
Well, so you're right that the term is not actually well defined, and it's probably, at the moment, more accurate to say that there are multiple metaverses. But even all of them are so nascent that really, when people talk about the metaverse or any of these metaverses, they don't even really know what they're talking about because it's being built. And there's just a lot of speculation going on, but people don't really know how it's going to develop and what's actually going to happen.
Right. So, but then you have these early adopters here who are throwing their time, energy, and their money into it because they're convinced that everyone else is going to eventually buy into this. Why are they so convinced of that?
Well, it is true that this is a fundamental change in the internet, and it's revolutionary, and it probably does hint at what the future of our internet is going to be. Mm-hmm. And we're already seeing glimpses of that because people, you know, have experience now with things like Bitcoin and Ethereum or other crypto assets where they realize, oh, we can actually own digital assets in a way that wasn't possible back in earlier phases of the internet where we were just owning copies of photos or just copies of emails or copies of ebooks or whatever it might be, or if you owned video game objects, they were actually ones that you couldn't take with you to other video games. But now with NFTs, with blockchain-based technologies, we can actually truly own our digital assets. And so the promise of this metaverse or these metaverses is that you can then take them from world to world, just the way in our everyday life, we can own objects and take them with us as we go about to different places.
Okay, that sounds good. But it's clear that things are in their infancy. So what does the metaverse look like in a year or 5 years? Or are we really talking about 25 years?
So this question is so hard to answer. What I will say is that right now, what I'm seeing is that a lot of people are investing in things such as real estate or fashion, you know, your avatar in the metaverse, or gaming, again, because I think a lot of gamers actually have felt that, you know, they become attached to these objects that they use in these virtual worlds and they would like to carry them from place to place. Now, the interesting thing is that for things like even real estate, which is part of this documentary, it's true that we don't quite know if that's really going to take off because in some of these virtual worlds, you can just teleport from place to place. So our current concepts of what makes real estate value in terms of proximity to kind of, you know,
right,
marquee,
location.
Yeah. And so in some of these metaverses where you can just easily teleport, it just raises this question, then what gives any particular parcel value? But there are other ones where you have to pay to teleport, and so then the location would matter. But there's no kind of set standard, and frankly, actually, there's a very popular NFT. It's a pseudonymous account that is kind of an expert on NFTs. It's known as Punk6529. And he came on my show last week, and during that interview, he said that he felt that virtual real estate was going to be similar to earlier stages of the internet where publications like magazines would just put the magazine online. And he felt that that was not really where this is going to go. And so he was actually kind of negative on virtual real estate in general as a concept, which was interesting.
Yes. Well, that is fascinating because we're talking about it like it's the real estate we have now. Like you have a condo with an incredible view, but it's virtual. That view could change. I mean, the condo could be small or as large as, you know, a developer wants it to be. It's just not the same parameters.
Exactly. However, what is compelling and the reason people are drawn in is because it is true that, at least for these decentralized metaverses, it's a true marketplace where you can own that parcel and you can prove that you own it. Basically, an NFT is like a deed to that parcel, the same way that when you buy physical real estate, you will obtain a deed when you purchase it. So in that regard, like that concept of like actually truly owning something and then being able to buy and sell it on an open market, that is what is appealing to people.
That is fascinating. Laura, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You can stream Welcome to the Metaverse this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern on CBSNews.com or on the CBS News app.